With the release of the iPhone 16e, Apple has finally simplified the iPhone lineup. In this video, I'm gonna help you guys decide which iPhone is right for you. I'm gonna start things off with phones that you could buy through apple.com or Apple Retail. And then you have the third-party retailers where you have older iPhones, because there are some good iPhones out there that Apple doesn't even sell no more. But let's kick things off with the Apple Store. Now I want to start things off with the iPhone 16e. This is Apple's brand new entry-level iPhone. This is the cheapest iPhone that you can buy right now at Apple, and it gives you all the fundamental features of an iPhone while keeping the price down as low as possible. This has a 6.1-inch OLED 60 Hz display. It has the A18 chip, which is Apple's flagship latest and greatest processor. So you're getting those blazing fast performance. You also have a single 2-in-1 48 megapixel camera. 2-in-1 meaning that Apple is just cropping the sensor so you could be able to zoom it in. Although it's not optically, it's digital zoom, but it's so much megapixels that you could be able to crop in the image while keeping sharpness thanks to that A18 chip. But I did say I was gonna make this video simple. And the battery life really shines here, coming in at 26 hours of video playback. You also have the action button present, so this is gonna allow you to set certain actions to your liking, such as the sleep wake, do not disturb, visual intelligence, which is gonna allow you to reverse image search, ask ChatGPT certain actions, and yeah. This is something that I will be covering in the day in the life review. And how can I forget, you also get an Apple Intelligence, which is gonna allow you to use writing tools, create your own Gmoji, and also make certain tasks a little bit more easier to do. I would recommend the 16e for people who wanna get an iPhone without going through refurbish or even some sort of third-party retailer. You wanna get it straight from Apple at a cheaper price. That's where the 16e comes into play. And in terms of the 15 for $100 more, you're getting the dynamic island, the ultra wide camera, you're getting MagSafe, and you're actually getting colors. Now you are missing out on Apple Intelligence, so that might be a deal breaker for you, but I know most people don't care about Apple Intelligence right now. You know, you are getting a slower chip too, but these days performance don't really matter too much because everything is about, you know, everything is pretty much snappy. But is it worth it as it stands right now? If you have to make this into an iPhone decision, I would say maybe not. And that leads me to the regular iPhone 16. Coming in at $800, I would say this is the phone that most people should get. You're getting features like MagSafe, the dynamic island is here, beautiful colors opposed to just white and black, and also you're getting that camera control. And just like the 16e, you're getting the A18 chip, which is nice, but you're getting an additional GPU core, but I don't think it's gonna make a big difference at a day-to-day. I think this is the iPhone that most people should get. You're not compromising on anything. This is the full-blown 16. Cameras are pretty good. You're just missing that telephoto lens, which is okay. I think for most, you'll be extremely satisfied with the 16. And I think this is arguably the best regular iPhone that we had in years. Only con I could think of is the fact how this has a 60 Hz panel, opposed to the Pro models being 120, which means you're getting a smoother display. It's gonna feel a little bit more faster. You have an additional size option. So the regular 16 comes in at 6.1, while the 16 Plus is a 6.7-inch display. So same exact features as the smaller one, but you're just getting a larger display, larger battery. If you're trying to decide between the two sizes, you gotta ask yourself, would you rather portability or better battery life? Because let's face it, 6.1 versus 6.7 isn't really a big substantial difference. They both big enough displays. You know, there's no such thing as a small display iPhone no more. So no matter what size you go with, you should be happy with either or. And the larger display is just gonna be the best battery life. And I think battery life to most people might matter. But me personally, I like the smaller and more compact size of the smaller iPhone. And also you gotta ask yourself, do you have large hands or small hands? The larger display and the larger phone might be cumbersome to hold, especially with one-handed use. The plus size, you're probably gonna have to use two hands. So that's just something that you gotta actually fill out and see which one is gonna be best for you. But the only thing that kind of irks me with the regular models, it's only a 60 Hz display. 60 Hz in 2025 is kind of crazy at $800, that is. But once you use 120 hertz ProMotion, it's hard for you to go back. And that leads me into the iPhone 16 Pro. This is gonna start at $1,000, which is still pretty good considering that the iPhone 10 was the first iPhone to start at $1,000, and we still maintain that price point. You're getting 120 hertz refresh rate, so the display is much more smoother. You get in a brighter display. You also get in an additional camera lens, that telephoto lens, so you can zoom in optically. You also get an A18 Pro chip. And if you want more screen real estate, this is now bumping up the size from 6.1 to 6.3. And I think 6.3 inches is the perfect spot. Getting thinner bezels to equal out more screen real estate. You have a faster USB-C transfer speed. So if you're transferring a lot of videos, you might want to go with the Pros. And also you could record ProRes, ProRAW. The Pro models, more than anything, it's about the cameras and just the refresh rate, 120 hertz. And that's the phone that I have now. So I have the iPhone 16 Pro, 1 terabyte, and I have it in black titanium. This is my preferred iPhone. I think the iPhone 16 Pro is for the people who wants the best iPhone. You want the best camera, this is it, the best microphone, 120 hertz, but you're not getting that larger display size of the 16 Pro Max, which perfectly transitioned to the 16 Pro Max. Essentially, it's just the same exact thing, but you're just getting a larger display, going from 6.3 inches to 6.9 inches. Nice. And the only thing is that larger display and the larger battery. So the battery life is gonna last longer, and you have the larger display. So for playing games, watching movies, it's gonna feel a little bit more immersed just thanks to the larger display. And very similar to the 16 and the 16 Plus, go to the Apple Store, get a feel of which one is for you. Take a look at your hand. You have large hands, big hands, medium hands. If you have small hands, you might wanna go with the smaller size. And comfortability is gonna mean a lot. One-handed use might mean something to you. Pro versus the 16 Pro Max, it just comes down to personal preference, but everything is exactly the same. You're not missing out on no features whatsoever. You still getting that ultimate iPhone experience. But the Max model, you're getting better battery life, a larger display. So that's all the iPhones Apple sells. Like I said, I recommend the 16 for everybody, but if you're a professional, you're a videographer, photographer, or you care about 120 hertz, I recommend the 16 Pro. Now, where things get tricky is third-party retailers such as Amazon, eBay, or even your carrier. They still sell the older iPhone. So I want to start things off with the iPhone 13 actually. I've been recommending the iPhone 13 for a little while now, and it's still a good phone. A lot of people that I know still have the iPhone 13, or even especially the 13 Pro with its 120 hertz refresh rate. Yes, you still have the notch, and I'll even argue that I recommend that over the iPhone 16e. It is still a rock solid iPhone, and if you can get it right now in 2025, I think that could be easily the best budget iPhone that you can get. Strongly recommend the iPhone 13 series. Whether it's the Pro or the non-Pro, they both still good iPhones. I just recommend the Pro just thanks to 120 hertz. Now, in terms of the iPhone 14 series, I really don't recommend this one only because of how fast the battery degrades. The faster the battery degrades, the worse the battery is gonna be, and then the sooner you have to replace it. If you're looking at the regular iPhone 14 models, you're better off just spending it on the iPhone 13 because it has the same exact processor. It's just gaining that additional GPU core, which is not gonna matter in a day-to-day use case. Unless you're doing a lot of gaming, maybe you might notice that subtle difference, but it's not gonna make or break a decision. I wouldn't lose sleep over it. And yes, the dynamic island is nice, and I see the 14 Pro going as low as $200, which is a bargain, but it's still something that it's hard for me to recommend it. Now, in terms of the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, I think that's the phone that you guys should buy in 2025. If you want a tight budget and you want the best of the best, the iPhone 15 Pro and the Pro Max is your best bet. You're getting the faster USB-C transfer speeds, 120 hertz refresh rate, and I've seen the price as low as $600, which is the same price as the iPhone 16e. So essentially you're getting way more for your money. Now the Pro Max model in particular, it can zoom in a lot more further opposed to the regular iPhone 15 Pro. And if you're a photographer, videographer, get the Pro Max model of the 15. And to put the icing on the cake, you're getting Apple Intelligence. And with that iOS 18.4 update, you can get visual intelligence, remap it to your action button. I wasn't even gonna upgrade to the iPhone 16, but me being a content creator, gotta upgrade every single year to test out the latest and greatest. It's really not that much big of an upgrade going from the iPhone 15 Pro to the 16 Pro. In terms of storage options, I made an entire video. Make sure you guys click it on screen right now. If this video helped you, I appreciate it with a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and comment down below what you guys think. What's the best iPhone in your opinion? Or help each other out in the comments too. And other than that, I hope you all have a simple day. Peace.